Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Quest for Lubok! I am the man who created Quest for Lubok. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And, well, it's been quite an interesting week. I like to do these videos every week, maybe a couple every week, kind of mix it up a bit. But we've been kind of having a massive heat wave. It was really bad, sorry. Um, it was really bad. Like, we had 3 days, 4 days of really hot weather, and now it's supposed to be cool today and thunderstorms all night and all that jazz. And depending on wherever you were, if you were in Red Deer yesterday, last night, it was pretty bad, I hear. But up in the good old city of Edmonton, it's been pretty decent so far today. So far, I'm getting that it's saying that it's 22 degrees Celsius, which is quite nice. But anyways, yeah, work was pretty interesting for me. I spent a lot of time with my family. I'm able to relax now before I go out and mow the lawn, and all that fun stuff. And I've been working like a maniac on Quest for Lubok. Now, when I say me, I mean the programmer himself, the the master, the quest master. Ooh, sorry. I just like having fun like this every once in a while. But yeah, a couple days ago, I started reworking on the mapping system. Now, the mapping system was all kinds of kerfuffled up. It was pretty bad. The directions weren't working as properly as they should. Everything kind of fell apart with it. It felt like I was just all over the place, and I knew I had to fix it because I'm using double-sided notebook paper for mapping it out. And while I'm working on the next expansion part of the world, which is the Great Library, I think you guys are all going to really love it. It is something that is actually really exciting and really, really something to be held within a high regard within this world that is in the Quest for Lubok game, because it is such a wonderful combination of mystery and suspense and history. And when you walk around this great vast library, a sea of books, a sea of history that will be ever forgotten if that library ever burnt down, like the Library of Alexandria. I think that's what it was called. But yeah, it's one of those vast worlds where it's just like a maze. It's not actually a maze. It's a 3x3 section per area. I know when you think of text adventures or interactive fiction, whatever your cup of tea is, that you will all agree that the maze is nothing but time killer. It is a time filler to drag out an entire game, to make it boring, but to kind of keep you on your toes. But for me personally, that never was the case. I always thought they were boring as hell. If you didn't know you were getting into it, then there wasn't an on-screen compass, you would be wandering forever. And that's why I like a lot of the older text adventure games, like the stuff from the 8-bit era, the Commodore 64. Sometimes the Atari computers had them too. It was these games where it would, like, some of them would tell you where you're going, and those are the ones that are always made to benefit the player, to prolong the player quitting in anger or whatever. But then you get some other games that weren't like that. I can recall one game in particular. I remember having to map it all out. I think it was, no, this is bad of me, and I do apologize to any Zork fans, but it was Zork 1. No, Zork 3. Yes, it was Zork 3. And I actually mapped it out because I got stuck on a part, and I remember I got really frustrated and I walked away from the computer, and then I came back to it like the last week of summer vacation, and I actually decided to actually carefully map out everything within the world. And that's the only way I was able to beat the game. And yeah, I know, okay, well, some people listening to this are going to tell me, yes, it's an easy game to play, it's pretty simple and all that fun stuff, but let me tell you something. When you're out of your mind on caffeine, summer's almost over, and you really want to see the ending to this game, you will do anything in your power to make it happen. There are no save states. There's nothing like that. You didn't have to push a button like, most emulators at the time, like the Nintendo ones. You press F5 to save and F7 to load. That's what I mean. Like, I do know, yes, text adventures, including Zark, had a save feature, which I'm not gonna lie is pretty neat. But at the same time, though, I never really liked using the save, just because for whatever reason I was just like, I'm sitting down, I'm playing this game, I got my notebooks, I got my map drawn up. I'm just gonna breeze through everything and get back to the part that I got to, that I left out on. And it's one of those things where you could actually just kind of enjoy it for what it is. There's so many things within text adventures that are so much fun. Now, when you get to a maze, that's absolutely frustrating, especially if you don't know it, because you're going to be stuck there for God knows how long. It's always kind of an annoying thing, I find, because if I know I'm going into maze, I just stand in the entranceway of the maze, right? You go take your first step till you enter it. And if it is like a vast, vast maze, what I like to do is always go straight down, hug the walls. Because by doing so, you're going to get to that exit sooner or later, depending on if it's an open maze or if it's a kind of like narrow path closed off maze. And I get it. Like, some people like them, some people don't. Some people get frustrated with them, and some people just nope right out of there. But for me personally, it's one of the few things that I actually do enjoy is being able to map it all out, get through the game, have fun, and go back and play it again at my own leisure, because now I can actually go explore. I like to kind of speed run is what I'm trying to say. And you get that a lot with these kinds of games. They're fun games. They're games that you could play. They're games that you can just relax and just veg out with. And as a kid, it was a lot of fun. I honestly really loved it. It was one of the few things that I could actually do, that would make me, you know, use my imagination, as it were. Because let's face it, text adventures are great. They rely. I remember this old ad. I think it's an Infocom one or something like that. But it's, this game has this, this, and this, all in realistic graphics, because the processor is your mind. I know I probably butchered it, but I always liked that one. I thought that one was really funny. And with the whole working on the mapping system, yeah, there were some errors. Like, there were some huge, huge errors. Luckily, I was able to fix them all, because I wanted to do them today, but I was like, you know what? It's hot. Because it was really hot the past couple days. The past couple nights were just brutal. So Thursday, I was like, okay, so I fixed up the three directions, north, south, east. Yesterday, I did west. Then I was told by a good friend of mine, who is actually porting, who ported so far the latest version of Quest for Lubok on Parchment. You can find it on iPlayIf.com. I'll have the link in the description below, and you could play the newest version, which I think you will like. Now, keep in mind, I'm the lone guy working on QBasic, and this guy over here, who's a genius in my opinion. In my opinion, this guy knows what he's doing. Like, I can't believe I actually somebody found me and likes the game that I'm making, and decided to port it with dialogue so you could play online. Like, that's crazy. That's light years ahead of me. That's that's light years. But the guy's name is, I hope I pronounced this right, Erion. Erion. I don't know. I apologize if I got that wrong. Uh, he's a really good guy. I've been talking to him for a while, and he'll always send me messages about an issue in the mapping, or an issue with an NPC or object that I fix in QBasic, and then he fixes on his side. So both versions look good, so we can make everything look great. And you'd see, if you go over to the GitHub page, you could see that version 1.4 came out a week ago, then 1.45, which was with a new location, new NPCs, new objects, and an updated mapping system. But then you go to 1 hour ago to version 1.45.1, which is, I know it sounds crazy, okay? I know. I'm going into like new territory here with an extra number, but that is with the fully completed and updated and functional mapping system. Now, the mapping system is very easy. It's like room, if you're going north, let's say hypothetically, room one to go to room one, or no, go to room two, then next line, if R2, then whatever, go to R3, and so forth and so forth. And then you can go back and do that south, but then with south, to do it backwards, obviously. And there you made yourself a 3-line bridge. Or a three roomed hallway, or whatever, right? It could be like a prison cell. Who knows? I don't know. But that's the fun part about using the engine that I made. I made this engine years ago. This engine is thrown together basically. It is nothing but a heap of twisted metal. Then I take that heap of twisted metal that I made, that I bought the metal from a factory. I took the metal home. I pinned it all together, tack welded it together, put that then on a cement slab, pushed it outside, and that's my art. A twisted heap of lines connected to each other via different routes, via different objects to connect this vast world, which is Quest for Lubok. And the best part is, it's completely free. It is 100% free, and that's the best part. And the code for it on for QBasic is in the GitHub. I know if you go down, it says like ROF 91.4. Like, I have no idea what ROF is, but it's written in QBasic. And I guess the reasoning behind that is because I didn't load the base file, for QBasic. It's .bas, rather than whatever different programs you use or languages you use. So what I do with it is that I copy it out of QBasic. I put it I go to the add file on GitHub, create new file. That's what I do, just because I didn't want it to be where like, oh, it's in .bas, right? Whatever, right? That might turn some people off because they don't know what it is. I'm only using a 35-year-old programming language to make this game, but gosh darn it, I'm gonna make it work. So, anyways, doing that, I left it open so anybody could take it, put it in a word processor, do whatever, and go through the code and study it. I actually recommend you guys do that because it is one of the best things to do in Able to Learn. It's something you can do that is easy, that is simple, and you can learn how to make your own text adventure game in QBasic. You could take that and learn from it, or you could like mod it and expand the game as you will, And that's why Quest for Lubok to me is such an important tool, because it is a tool that can help inspire, teach, and drive people to want to play the game. And it's all for fun. Like, there's nothing evil or bad about it. Evil. I was thinking, that reminds me about evil. I was watching some like anti Dungeons and Dragons things, and how they thought like fantasy games and role playing games and stuff like that were like evil and would cause you to murder people. Unlike organized religion that doesn't drive people to kill people. It's just silly little things, silly little observational jokes. I'm full of that. But it's just something that I actually really love to do, because there's so many characters. The whole idea for Lubok, the Dark Prince Lubok, or the Prince Lubok, is that initially, he's going to be popping up in the game. Like, so far, there's over 500 rooms, and if you go over to the GitHub, you'll see it. Like, it's an amazing thing. The Great Library is going to be 600. So getting back into the Great Library, each section in the library is connected by 2 pathways. One on one side, the other on the other side. And it's a vast rectangle with each area of the library in 3x3 boxes. So you got 9 boxes. Not 9 boxes. You got 12 boxes. 3 up, 3 one way, 3 the other way, 3 the other way, 3 the other way to make a solid box. And by doing so, you're able to interact with ghosts who haunt the library. You're able to read some books to get a good feel of the history, good feel of the culture, and of the area. Like, you can discover new locations by reading the books. obviously, by discovering new locations in the books, it's basically telling you what's going to happen in the future, right? You could be like, oh, there's a fairy pond over there, or if you go north of the art, of the land of ice, you can go and see such and such and whatnot like that. But that's all just going to be future elements added and locations added into the game. Uh, you know, Being able to traverse this whole land, which has been ongoing. You know, it's it's one of those games that you could actually sit down and just relax. I don't know how to make a save feature in in my text adventure game. Uh, I don't know how, but that's not going to stop me. If you really want to get into it and really want to be able to load like a new to a different location, then I suggest just downloading the code, going downloading it, finding a version of QBasic, download it, change the room location from 1 to, I don't know, 472, and then you'd be able to start in that location. That's the cheat, quote unquote cheat code of of the game. And it really makes me enjoy the fact that you can do so much with the source code. You could change so much that at the end of the day, you could make it your own thing. And it's just so much fun to be a part of too. Being able to enjoy life, venturing out, meeting new people, going on adventures, collecting treasures, which this game does have a treasure hunting element, but it's for those that want to complete the game with 100%. And that's what game's all about. It's an exploration game, it's a fun game. You don't have to worry about violence, you don't have to worry about anything, because it takes you, the player, from the real world into a fantasy world where you're looking through this world through the eyes of a traveler. Because in fact, you're a traveler. You play a text adventure game, you're traveling through another dimension within this vast world of ours, if that makes any sense. And being able to sit down and play and relax and create something so whimsical and wonderful, it's a lot of fun to do. And it makes me feel so great that I'm able to make these connections with people. Like Erion, like I'm Urin, or whatever his name is. I apologize for saying your name wrong. I'm just going to call you Flameborn. Um, Being able to meet Flameborn, Flameborn's a very interesting individual. He's helped me a lot on this project with the dialogue version, and I think that's pretty cool. And I really hope one day to draw in other people, and then to meet everybody. I think that'd be great. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, so anything's possible if you think about it. And don't forget to go over to the questforlubok.org website. Uh, it's where I constantly post my blogs, new videos. I don't post them on there, but you can find my videos on that website. You could download the game, follow me on Twitter at Gore Remington. You could follow me on YouTube. Send me a hello and I'll send you one back. And being able to adventure and go through this whole vast nation of creatures and animals with you guys, it's a lot of fun. And if you haven't played it before, if you haven't had any interest in text adventures, but you found this video and you're curious, go to questforlubok.org. Right there in the top menu, you'll be able to find it. Play online. You click it, it'll take you over to the page that Flameborn made, which is the game that's imported onto dialogue, and it's all there for you guys to have fun and play. And don't forget to drop me a like, a comment, subscribe. Tell me you like the game. Tell me what you want to see in the game. If you're like, hey, I've never programmed before, and I really think a giant robot Bigfoot would be really great in the game, and I want to add him into the game. Can I? The answer, yes. But always give credit where credit is due. Always thank those all around you. Be good people. Take care. Have fun. And I'll see you all in the future. Have a wonderful day.